na siya ang blood vessel networks. So ako siya explain gamay. So there are 5 types of blood vessels: the arteries which carry the blood away from the heart, the arterioles, the capillaries where exchange of water and chemicals between the blood and tissues occurs, the venules, and the veins which carry blood from the capillary back towards the heart. So ranking the blood pressure from highest to lowest, 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. So the 10th is aorta, the 9th is systemic artery, 8th is pulmonary artery, 7th arterioles, 6th systematic capillary, 5th pulmonary capillary, 4th venules, 3rd veins, 2nd superior vena cava, and the last is inferior vena cava. So why there are vessels having lower pressure and higher pressure? So the answer is, example like veins, they have small walls or thinner walls, like the aorta have relatively thick walls. P equals Q times R is the formula of flow or resistance. P stands for pressure difference, Q stands for flow, R stands for resistance. Blood pressure and blood flow and resistance. Blood flow is determined by the pressure difference and the resistance of the vessels. Pressure difference is the driving force for blood flow, and resistance is impediment to flow. The relationship of flow resistance and pressure difference is expressed by Ohm's law. So blood pressure is inversely proportional to heart rate. So rising of heart rate does not cause our blood pressure to increase at the same rate. And blood pressure is directly proportional to blood volume. So if the blood volume increases, the pressure also increases. And blood pressure indirectly proportional to the vessel diameter, because it affects the peripheral resistance. And resistance can either be measured for the entire systematic vascular system, called peripheral resistance, or measured in single organ. So these are the hormones. First, angiotensin, source, kidney and liver, receptors, angiotensin receptors, effector organ, kidneys and adrenal glands, function, vasoconstriction, regulates blood pressure, narrowing of blood vessels, factors affected, blood pressure, effect, higher blood pressure, blood volume, and sodium content. Second, aldosterone, source, adrenal glands, receptors, mineral corticoid receptors, effector organ, kidneys and colon, function, water reabsorption along with sodium, factors affected, blood volume and blood pressure, effect, increased blood pressure. Third, epinephrine, source, adrenal glands, receptors, alpha and beta, effector organ, muscles and blood vessels, function, increase in heart rate, muscle strength, blood pressure, and sugar metabolism. Factors affected, blood pressure, effect, flight or fight response. Fourth, atrial natriuretic peptide, source, myocyte of heart atria, receptors, atrial volume receptors, effector organ, adrenal glands, function, lower blood pressure, and control electrolyte hemostasis. Factors affected, blood volume, effect, lower blood pressure. So why is blood regulation, and what are the implications of lower or higher than normal pressure? Blood pressure is important because the higher of your blood pressure is, the higher your risk of health problems in the future. And it is putting extra strain on your arteries and in your heart and causes you stroke or heart attack. So if your pressure is low than normal, it can cause dizziness and fainting when the brain fails to receive an adequate supply of blood.